It's the small details that's gonna make this truck nice. Houston, we have takeoff. Left the shifter intact, steering, everything's all there. This got ripped up. Be something like that. Well, you get the idea. I'm cutting the dash out of this truck. We're gonna try to work in this Crown Vic dash and do it in a way that I haven't seen yet. That was an accident. Didn't need for that to happen. I'm gonna pull these inner fenders. I got them soaked with some PB Blaster. And I got everything stood up so I can get in there and really get to town on it. I've got a couple areas that need repaired up under this core support. What I'm thinking for metal is I'm gonna use these doors. I'm gonna use strips out of the door. We'll see how that goes. That's pretty thin stuff up here. I think it'd be just fine. I gotta get these little bolts out. The cab's in great shape. I've got a pinhole down here. And that's it. These rockers are in great shape. Once oh, that PB Blaster make you choke. Once I get these inner fenders out, I'm gonna lay this thing down and get an idea of how low I want the truck to sit. I'm not going crazy, y'all. I want this thing to look somewhat normal, factory, and I still want to use it. I'm gonna try to still pull a trailer with it. I might upgrade the springs in the back of the Crown Vic and maybe put an airbag in there just to be able to control the load. I want to tow with this truck and still do some things. Every time I see a Crown Vic swap, the ones I've seen, they never finish it, they never follow through, and I've yet to see somebody tow with it. I know those Crown Vics tow. Every police department in America has towed a trailer with a Crown Vic. That's a fact. So it's something to consider. On the cab, I still need to pull out this back panel. So I kept it because two things. The body bolts, their locations are right there, and I can still mount. I have the secondary plates to give it some extra strength. And I may keep that back just for rigidity in the structure of the cab. So that's something I'm thinking there. And I might clean up that edge, and then whenever it goes into the car, I'll figure out how I'm gonna weld it. So that's why that's there and what's going on with it. All right, let's try to get these inner fenders out. We'll lay this front end down, see where it sits. And then my next thing is I gotta put this front end on the Crown Vic and vice versa with the cab. But I still have to trim the A-pillars on the Crown Vic, so that's something to do there. These inner fenders have basically no rust except for under the battery tray. I'm keeping these as a resource I can use. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to cut about 1 foot off and then use the inner panels. That's my go-to plan. I have to figure out where to mount the battery and a few other ECM components on the Crown Vic, but that's what I'm doing here, leaving the banding for some extra strength for future welding. I've got the front end set up. It's not bolted to the cab. I've been trimming out the inner fenders while leaving the inner fender well bolting tabs. Why am I doing that? It's extra rigidity. So I'll show you what we got going on. They run here, come over, and right here. I was gonna take them out. I ran into a couple bolt issues. That was my first clue. Second thing I realized, well, this extra band of metal does add some rigidity. And when I go to weld in my new inner fenders, which I'm gonna fabricate with no fabrication tools, then that should give me more meat up under that fender so I'm not blowing out on this old metal. On other news, I've still got to move that out. That's about it. I'm going to keep trimming right here. Let's take a look before and here's after. I'm also cutting out the radiator core support. On these trucks, there's a secondary core support attached to the main core support, which is the long red one you see right there behind the grill. I'm cutting out this secondary because that's what actually held the radiator, and it sticks out about 3 to 4 inches, and I think I'm going to need that clearance for the Crown Vic setup. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, we're making great progress. If you look down here, I am cutting out this brace for the original radiator. And it's about 3 to 4 inches of metal coming out on this side. Sorry, there's a lot of time lapse in this one, but that's what it is. Nope, we got a scraggler. Get him out of there. That's all she wrote, boys and girls. Thanks for watching.